She handed Tyler the keys to a brand new Ford Focus like it was nothing. All smiles, camera flashes, and fake humility. And my son Caleb? He got a pack of socks. Discount rack. Still had the sticker on it. He smiled when he opened them. Actually smiled. Said thanks, Grandma. Like it didn't gut him. But I saw it. I'm Heather. And this is the story of how I learned that some people don't grow into kindness. They grow more cunning with their cruelty. Caleb is my only child. He's 18 now, but he's always been the kind of kid who keeps his feelings zipped up in his hoodie pocket. Quiet, polite, loyal to a fault. His dad, Mark, and I split when Caleb was 8. It wasn't messy, just the usual unraveling. I kept the house. He got the boat and remarried within a year. Donna, my ex-mother-in-law, always said she'd stay involved no matter what. At first she did. She babysat when I worked overtime, brought over Christmas cookies, even called Caleb her little shadow. But then Mark married Brianna. And Brianna came with a pre-made family, her son Tyler, who just so happened to be the exact same age as Caleb. And from the moment that woman stepped into their lives, everything changed. Suddenly Donna had a new favorite. It started off small. Caleb's birthday came and she forgot until the day after, dropping off a Target gift bag with a clearance hoodie and a gas station card. Meanwhile, Tyler's birthday was a full-blown backyard bash with a magician, catered food, and a DJ. When I said something, she brushed it off. Well, Tyler's mom invited me and I didn't want to be rude. The pattern kept repeating. Christmas, Tyler got a new iPad. Caleb got a pair of gloves, 2 sizes too small. Donna blamed arthritis, said she must have grabbed the wrong tag. Caleb didn't complain. Not once. That's who he is. But it was always in the little things. The way he stopped asking if she was coming to his soccer games. How he started offering to work extra shifts at the hardware store rather than go to family dinners. He knew. He just never wanted to say it out loud. The car was the final straw. Caleb had been saving for 2 years to buy himself a used pickup. After-school shifts, summer weekends, even skipped a couple movie nights with friends to stash away a little more. He had spreadsheets and budget plans taped to his closet door. Donna knew that. She knew how important that truck was to him. So when she rolled up with a big red bow on a shiny silver Ford and said, "Congratulations, Tyler," like she was Oprah, I felt something in my chest collapse. Mark clapped. Brianna fake teared up. Donna turned to Caleb and handed him a wrapped package the size of a book. Socks. 6 pairs. Gray. From a Walgreens gift set. And still he smiled. Thanks, Grandma. We got in the car afterward and drove in silence. I didn't speak because I was afraid I'd cry or scream or both. But Caleb? He broke the silence first. It's fine, Mom. I didn't expect anything. That was the moment. The exact second I realized what Donna had done. She hadn't just played favorites. She hadn't just overlooked him. She had trained him to feel grateful for scraps. To expect less. And I couldn't unsee it. I couldn't fix all the years she made him feel second best. But I could make sure he never had to feel that again. At first I didn't plan revenge. I wasn't interested in drama. But something inside me shifted that night. It wasn't rage. It wasn't even sadness. It was clarity. If Donna could ignore Caleb's existence so easily, then maybe it was time someone made sure she remembered. Because the truth is, quiet boys like my son don't always fight for their space in the world. Sometimes they wait for someone to fight for them. So I decided I would. Not with yelling. Not with Facebook posts or dramatic texts. No, I was going to do this my way. Carefully. Quietly. And completely. Donna. She'd never see it coming. After the car incident, something shifted in our house. It was quiet. Almost too quiet. Caleb didn't mention the party or the socks or Tyler's new car. He didn't complain. He just adjusted. He picked up extra shifts at the store. Started researching used trucks again like nothing happened. Told me he didn't really want a new car anyway. Too flashy, he said with a shrug. But I could see it. He was hurting. And not in the obvious, angry teenage way. It was deeper. Like he'd quietly filed himself away in the less important category of our family. Like he was trying to accept it. That's what broke me. We'd been through so much together, just the two of us. I worked 2 jobs when he was little. Skipped meals sometimes just so he could have extra. I never complained because Caleb was always worth it. And he never asked for much either. Never whined. Never threw tantrums. He was the kind of kid who knew when I was stressed and offered to do laundry without being told. And yet, His own grandmother could barely acknowledge him unless it made her look good. I started keeping a notebook after that night. Not because I was planning anything at first, but because I needed to make sense of it all. I wrote down every little slight, every birthday she skipped, every time she praised Tyler like he walked on water while pretending Caleb didn't exist. And the more I wrote, the clearer the picture became. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't just the way she is. Donna was choosing to erase Caleb. She'd found her replacement grandson, one that came with a polished family photo and a mother she could comfortably gossip with over Rose. I didn't fit her image anymore. I was the ex. The mistake. The woman who raised Caleb wrong because I didn't host brunch or go to church every Sunday. And the worst part? Mark enabled it. He told me I was reading too much into things. Said I was always looking for a fight. Meanwhile, he stood there smiling like a proud dad as Donna handed over a $20,000 car to a kid who didn't even need it. Tyler already had access to his mom's SUV. Caleb had been biking home from work in the snow some nights. Then came the final blow. A few weeks later, Caleb was nominated for a local scholarship. Only 2 kids from the district got chosen for final interviews. Caleb and Tyler. What were the odds? It was a huge opportunity. The scholarship committee looked for well-rounded, hard-working students who showed perseverance. Caleb fit the bill perfectly. I saw him light up again for the first time in weeks. He even shaved for his mock interview. And for a brief moment I thought maybe, just maybe, Donna would show up for him. She called the night before the interview. Told Caleb she was proud. Said she'd be rooting for him. Then I found out she had written Tyler a glowing letter of recommendation for the same scholarship. Nothing for Caleb. No one asked her to write it. She just volunteered, called the school herself. And when I asked her why she didn't write one for Caleb, her voice turned sharp. Oh, I didn't know he needed one. You should have said something. Like how she didn't know. We told her at dinner the week before. Caleb had even handed her the flyer. She tucked it into her purse and said she'd read it later. That night I sat in my car outside Walgreens for almost an hour. Just staring at the steering wheel. I wasn't crying. I wasn't even angry. I felt hollow. And then I wasn't. That's when the idea started forming, not rage-fueled or impulsive. No. This wasn't about blowing up at Donna or starting drama with Mark and Brianna. This was about making sure Donna never forgot Caleb again. It wasn't going to be loud. It wasn't going to be petty. It was going to be slow, deliberate, and permanent. And it would all start with a smile. The next time I saw Donna, I hugged her. Not a stiff, awkward hug. A real one. Warm. Grateful. The kind of hug that makes people lower their guard. Oh, Heather, she said, clearly startled. Everything okay? I smiled. Better than okay. I just wanted to say thanks for everything you've done for Caleb. You know, we don't say it enough. She blinked. Well, thank you. That means a lot. Of course it did. Donna thrived on optics. She loved to look like the wise, gracious matriarch. And just like that, I gave her the thing she loved most. Approval. Respect. Validation. That was step 1. Step 2 was even easier. I stopped pushing back. No more calling out her favoritism. No more defending Caleb when she accidentally forgot to mention him in family updates. I nodded along when she told stories about Tyler getting accepted into the school paper and how mature he is for his age. Caleb noticed. You okay, Mom? You've been weirdly chill lately. I told him not to worry. And he didn't push. That's the kind of kid he is. But I was playing a longer game. The next move was a little riskier. I invited Brianna, yes, that Brianna, to lunch. Said I wanted to finally bury the awkwardness. That I hoped we could all be one big weirdly blended family. To her credit, Brianna agreed. She always liked a good performance. We met at a little Italian cafe downtown. I played friendly. Asked about Tyler's college plans. Nodded with practiced interest when she told me how he'd be the first in her family to go to a 4-year university. That's when she let it slip. Well, we've been really lucky. Donna's helping with tuition, and she has a contact at Midstate. Said she could nudge the alumni board a bit if needed. I blinked. Wow. That's generous of her. Oh, and she's doing all Tyler's paperwork. Financial aid, the works. I guess she knows the system better than I do. I smiled. Took a sip of my coffee. Yeah. I bet she does. Because here's the thing, Donna wasn't rich. She liked to pretend, but everything she did had a limit. And if she was trying to swing tuition and pull strings through some alumni connection, chances were she was getting creative with paperwork. Probably claiming Tyler on her taxes. Maybe listing him as a dependent. Maybe more. So I made a call. My cousin Hannah works in financial aid at Midstate. I didn't ask her to interfere, just to keep an eye out. If anything looked off, I wanted to know. 2 weeks later, Hannah called. Her voice was clipped. Heather, you might want to see this. Donna's paperwork? He's definitely lying. Said she provides over 50% of Tyler's support, listed her address as his primary residence, and even added herself as his guardian in one form. Can I report it? I asked. You can. But the scholarship committee might do it faster if they find out another way. That gave me an idea. Because Donna wasn't just trying to buy Tyler a better future. She was rewriting the story. Pushing Caleb out of the picture so cleanly, it'd be like he was never there. And she thought she could do it quietly. She didn't know I was about to make her lies the loudest thing in the room. She was throwing Tyler a massive graduation party. White tents, catered food, a congrats graduate, ice sculpture, and yes, a DJ. Caleb didn't want to go. I'll just drop by, say congrats and dip. But I asked him to stay. Just a little longer. Why? He asked, raising an eyebrow. Because, I said, I want you to hear something. And I had 2 envelopes in my purse. One for Tyler and one for Donna. They had no idea what was coming. The backyard looked like something out of a wedding catalog. White tent, string lights, tables with gold runners, and a hired photographer snapping candids of people sipping lemonade in mason jars. Donna was in her element. She floated around in her pastel sundress like the queen of the neighborhood, greeting people with tight dramatic hugs and humble bragging about how proud we are of our Tyler. She made sure to point out the memory table she set up for him. Photos from kindergarten to senior year, laminated certificates, even his first lost tooth glued onto a piece of cardstock. Caleb and I walked in, and just like I expected, nobody looked our way. Except Brianna. She gave me a tight smile, eyes flicking toward my purse like she somehow sensed this wasn't just a polite drop-in. We mingled. I made small talk. Waited. Then halfway through Donna's "thank you all for coming" speech, right after she finished telling the crowd how proud she was of Tyler and only Tyler, I stepped forward. Actually, Donna, I said, raising my voice just enough to quiet the music. Before you toast, I'd like to say something. She froze. Everyone turned. Caleb stiffened beside me, clearly mortified, but I put my hand on his back to keep him grounded. I pulled out the first envelope and handed it to Tyler. This is from Caleb and me. It's not a car. Or a tuition check. It's just something real. He looked confused as he opened it. Inside was a letter. Caleb's words, not mine. I helped him write it. It listed in detail the moments he'd been overlooked, excluded, and flat-out forgotten. Not as an accusation but as a reality check. In case you ever wonder, the letter ended, "Why we're not close." Tyler's hands were shaking when he folded it back up. Then I turned to Donna. This one, I said, holding up the second envelope, is from Midstate's Scholarship Committee. It includes a printout of the financial forms you submitted, the inconsistencies in your claims, and a note from a school official who's already flagged your file for fraud. Gasps. Someone actually dropped their plastic plate. Donna's face drained of color. You wouldn't. I already did, I said calmly. But I thought you deserved to hear it from me before the school does. Someone whispered, "Jesus," under their breath. Another person said, "What the hell is going on?" I didn't raise my voice. I didn't gloat. I looked at Caleb and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "You deserved more than socks and silence. You deserve to be seen. And if she can't do it, then I will." We left before anyone could respond. Just turned around and walked out, Caleb beside me, stunned but standing a little taller than when we came in. The silence in the car was thick. "You didn't have to do that," he said quietly. I glanced at him. Yes, I did. A week later, we got word that Tyler's scholarship application was under re-evaluation due to discrepancies. No one said it out loud, but Donna knew exactly why. She hasn't called since. No apology. No explanation. And that's fine. Because Caleb finally bought his truck. But solid. Paid for it himself, every cent. And when he picked me up in it the first time, he said, "You know what, Mom? I'm glad it happened this way. Makes it mean more." That truck isn't just a vehicle. It's a reminder that he's not invisible, that he's enough, and that he has someone who will always show up for him, no matter who else tries to write him out of the picture. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Your support means everything. If this story touched you or made you think, please subscribe to our channel for more real, powerful stories.